Hey everybody, it's Brandon from Strata Internal Performance, and today we're going to talk about the best upper back exercise that you're not doing, and we're going to define what the heck that even means. What the heck? Well, as you guys can see, it looks like Dr. B is celebrating in full Raptors attire. Wow. Way to go, B. So this is it. This is the exercise I was talking about. This, in my opinion, is the best upper body exercise that you're currently not doing. Now, the machine that we're in now, it's called a pullover, and specifically this is a Nautilus machine. It's the Nitro series. And this machine is really neat. It was actually the first exercise machine ever designed for commercial use. Arthur Jones, who's the creator of Nautilus, created this exercise machine to work out upper back muscles, specifically lat, teres major, and so forth. And he deemed it the upper body squat, right? Sounds pretty cool. The reason why he called it that, because at that time, the barbell squat was the best exercise you could possibly do, so to speak, for your legs, because it was a full range of motion style exercise, as they would say, and contracted a lot of muscles. Now, this machine kind of does the same thing. It takes the pull down or chin up and a row, and it combines them together to allow a full range of motion for shoulder extension, which is really, really cool. It was actually one of my first machines that I really wanted to make sure we got when we opened Strata because it's so effective. So how do you use this machine and how does it work for somebody? So what we're gonna do, the first thing is if I spin around and I go and sit in the machine just like so, and I reach my arms up and I check my active range of motion as we've talked about, and I reach my arms up. As you can see, my arms actually don't go as far back as in the machine. This is my active range of motion. We've talked about this in previous videos. This is crucial. You wanna stay within your active range of motion. Your active range of motion is your current settings for what your muscles and your joints will allow you to do. So you want to stay within them. Your body has chosen them for a reason, so let's choose not to violate them. There may be ways to play with that down the road, but we won't do that yet. So this machine, now that I know my active range of motion, actually has a foot plate down here, and this machine also has a seat belt. Don't forget to wear a seat belt. Click. So once we're seat belted in, I'm gonna put my foot on this foot plate, and that's gonna move the machine forward. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna place my elbows on these pads, put my hands on the handle, and I'm thinking all about shoulder extension. I'm thinking about letting my shoulders and my shoulder blades open up all the way, and then push my elbows down towards the ground and reach back all the way behind me. Now, as you can see, this is a full, quote unquote, full range of motion exercise for the upper back muscles, the lat, and the shoulder extensors. Now, why am I saying full range of motion? Well, if I bring my arms back all the way, I am extended back beyond my body by about 20 to 30 degrees. Then I come into shoulder, well, neutral, then I come into shoulder flexion and open all the way up, back to that active range of motion of about 170 to 180 degrees. That's 210 degrees of range of motion. How awesome is that? Now, as you guys know, that's truly not full range of motion exercise, because if I put the machine down, and I just go through this motion, you can see I have more shoulder extension than the machine will allow. And in future videos, we'll talk about a cable version that'll allow you to get full range of motion. But this exercise is pretty cool. It allows you to contract those big upper back muscles and go through a really large range of motion. The other reason why I love this machine is it's extremely isolated and doesn't involve the hands. Now, when I say extremely isolated, it's because I got a seat belt on. I don't have to worry about my torso and my midsection contraction. My hands aren't involved. So if you have someone who has hand problems or elbow problems, they can actually use this exercise and get the same benefit that someone else would. So, in my opinion, this is the best upper back exercise that you're currently not doing. And if you are doing it, good on you. I really appreciate that. Anyway, let's move on. We'll talk to you guys soon. So at the end of the day, I think it's important to note, ooh, it's bright out. Gotta love it when the sun's out. At the end of the day, I think it's important to remember that there is no exercise that is absolutely the best, but there are some variables that definitely make an exercise better. Does an exercise align with your active range of motion? Are you able to contract through a large range of motion and have the resistance of that exercise align with how your body's moving? And if it does align with how you're moving and all the things that you're trying to do, is there any way that you can make it harder by manipulating the position that you're in? At the end of the day, this exercise I just showed you, it's definitely not the best exercise, but it's a really cool exercise. It gives you a lot of options. It's very quote-unquote functional depending on how you define that word. So try it out, let me know what you think, and below, let me know what you think the best exercise is. I would love to know what you think. Now before we wrap up, purple sunglasses, these are actually from my wedding, so if you make fun of these, please unsubscribe and stop following. These are really important to me. So thank you so much for watching. This is Brandon from Strata Internal Performance. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.